Are our combat experiences abnormal? I had never really stopped to reflect and think about combat and specific events during combat as being abnormal. It wasn't until I was sharing one of my traumatic memories, traumatic events in combat with my psychologist early on at the VA, and she stopped and she said, "Oh my gosh, Chad, that's such an abnormal experience." And I remember at the time it set me off. And I quickly said, "Don't tell me that's abnormal." I go, that was my normal. And in that, there was a little bit of resistance from me of not wanting to accept the totality of the events and that specific trauma itself. But also, I think deeper in that, it shows the mindset of those who experience combat and really those who prepare themselves or prepare as a unit to go to combat. We train, we implement, we rehearse, we try to set the conditions as such that when we do it in combat, we will have defaulted to the normalcy of what it was like in training, so that we can block out the psychological, mental, emotional, spiritual confrontations that we might have in that given moment, so that we can fight through and carry out the mission at hand for both the mission and the men. But it wasn't until I was willing to go and look at those events and those specific traumas to recognize the abnormality that is in combat. When you are in a position that you take the life of another human, I have to accept that's an abnormal event. That's an abnormal situation that most will never have to experience, thank God. But until looking at it and recognizing the validity and the realism of what an abnormal situation and circumstance we find ourselves in combat, can we ever really start to work on the emotional, the psychological, the spiritual, the mental aspects, and really the mental and all of those things, the challenges and the healing that I needed to do to really break through those and get past them and not be stuck in them anymore.